and what do we need? And I let him know, and he put the word out. On top of that, we've had 3 people donate money individually for materials. So that's where the other 20 loads is coming from.
Cool.
So the sign is coming along. Looked at the mock-ups that they had. Chose the one that I felt like looks better. It's proportionally right. They're going to start. They're going to get the materials for that and start on that. It's just rolling along out there. So I appreciate everything that y'all are doing and everything that is being donated and volunteered out there. It's amazing coming together. I'm gonna get with Eli and go out, have him look at that, at the millings. We are having an issue with getting a machine. It'll cost $15,000 to bring it back to Fluvanna. And yes, $7,500 to haul it one way and $7,500 to haul it the other way.
I'm still waiting on Jerry to come back for that other one.
Okay.
They're gonna charge.
Okay.
Is the one in Fluvanna, you need a semi truck for it?
You need one that has 4 axles, and then the trailer has to have 4 axles. It's that heavy.
big.
And so you have to literally haul it on the trailer?
Yes, yeah,
Okay, never mind.
because it's stout, and yeah, he didn't realize how much it costs to haul it over there to Fluvanna from Garza County.
That is.
$7,500 from there. And so another $7,500 to haul it here, and then $7,500 to haul it back. And that would, it was gonna cost $10,000 for him to clean the materials, $15,000 more, $25,000 total.
Wow.
It just doesn't make sense.
Get you a bunch of people together and just have them pick the chunks out.
And, looking at it, I went over there, I was able to step on it, stomp on it and break it down pretty good. And it's still got good moisture in it and all, so I'm gonna have Eli meet with me over there and see what his thoughts are on
I
doing
wonder if they rock the bucket, like on skid steer. If the parts you wanted will fall through, the chunks stay on the bucket.
They do. If they don't, as long as they don't break up, if they break up, that's what you want. It depends on the size screen that you put on it.
Well, I personally have a rock bucket.
Oh, do you?
In there, not that far apart.
Okay. It spins?
No.
Oh, it does spin.
You
You
just
just-
pick it and shake
You
it.
just shake it,
Just shake it.
take a skid steer. I
Okay.
mean, if it comes to that,
Yeah.
Take you forever though.
it would, but 25 grand?
Boy, that'd be a long time.
Yes, it would.
We hauled 80 loads out there. That would,
Yeah.
that'd be a.
So I'll talk to Eli and see if he thinks it's gonna crush down.
Is this the same guy that did it for the
Yeah.
golf course?
But,
I guess he
you
should
know,
know.
when we did the parking lot at
I think he can.
Houston,
Gotcha.
it had chunks in it, we just rolled it with
We should've
lots of
kept it
water. So that might be an option, because
Maybe.
the Houston, it had chunks in it.
Yeah.
We just rolled it and used lots of water.
Yeah.
With still water.
Yeah, it has 2 good chunks that won't go through their machine.
Right.
But anyhow,
That's the worst.
that's 2 options if you can't find something else.
Right. Okay, anything else?
Well, I think over there before we go on something else.
Okay. 2024 engagement letter for Conley and Company to conduct countywide audit. This is the same thing we do every year.
Motion we approve the engagement letter from Conley and Company for countywide audit.
All in favor? Okay. We'll get into some fun stuff. Let me jump down to the burn ban, since that's highest on priority. It's dry. They just left because potential fire. We haven't had any rain in a long time. They made the recommendation to put this on the agenda.
You don't get any disaster money if you don't do
Don't
it.
get any disaster money if you don't do it.
Well, that's a no-brainer. I make the motion we place the burn ban in effect for Scurry County, starting at 11 a.m. on February 4th.
Do we have is it gonna be like a 90-day? Is it gonna be until further notice or?
According to this one, it is.
I think it's as long as it can.
Yeah.
That's what I was digging through here trying to find it.
Yeah, we can,
Yeah.
if it does go to rain, we can always lift it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
90 days.
So we have a motion. We need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
There was some question as to whether or not the county judge could lift it for 7 days or something like that. Is that still?
No, Ricky did.
He did it, yeah.
Yeah, and it was in the order, but I removed that from the
Oh,
order
did you?
because I
Okay.
wanted it to come back to Commissioner's
Oh,
Court
Gotcha.
to make the decision.
Yeah.
I just thought, a lot of times you get a rain, it's enough for people to be able to burn and then.
Sure.
Well, if I remember correctly,
Oh, I got one.
he lifted it on 3/10. And we got a fire that day, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it does for me.
Can't have more.
Yeah, I did.
Like,
Never mind.
that's like
I was
looking for
looking
your
at it while I
sunglasses on top of your head.
It was a test. You passed. All right, we'll move on to NIMS framework. Jay sent some notes on the NIMS framework, and he sent this all out to you a while back to look over. Basically enhances overall emergency response efficiencies, facilitates collaboration, and ensures that all levels of government and organizations are prepared to handle incidents effectively, regardless of size or complexity. He has some bullet points down there. Interagency collaborations, faster and more effective response by having a precise incident command, legal and financial benefits, more grant eligibility, federal funding and disaster relief grants. What that boils down to is if you don't have NIMS in place, this framework in place, federal government can say, we're not gonna give you any funds if we were to have a disaster. And being FEMA, and FEMA, everybody says FEMA's there. FEMA's not there until we reach the state threshold, which is over $36 million.
Right.
And then if they are there, then it can take years to get those funds. So, better resource management, enhanced preparedness and resilience, public and community safety. Those are the highlights. Those are on the website on the agenda. I added those notes if anybody has any questions about those. And so is the framework. And so.
So we need a motion to approve that, or is that information?
We'll need a motion to approve the NIMS framework.
What about the engagement letter?
We already did the engagement.
Okay. Okay.
I make a motion to approve the NIMS framework.
Second?
All in favor? Okay. Hermley and Snyder ISD's facilities MOUs. So these are memorandums of understanding with both Hermley and Snyder on using their facilities. They do have a question about if something is damaged. So that does need to be addressed. There is some wording that Jay sent to me.
Here's my copies.
Bear with me just a moment so I can find this wording. Come on. Okay, so there's one example, reimbursement, and that was the question. If damage is done, what about the reimbursement? So damage to the facility or the owner of it, or other property of owner, reasonable wear and tear accepted resulting from the operations of the Red Cross. This is Red Cross's example. Reimbursement for facility damage will be based on replacement at actual cash value. The Red Cross, in consultation with the owner, will select from bids from at least 3 reputable contractors. One San Marcos example. The city will reimburse the district for expenditures of personnel required to maintain the facility during the emergency or disaster, including overtime costs upon production of receipts or timesheets. In the event of damage or loss of district property, the city must accept the district's estimate of replacement, repair, and payoff costs associated therein within 30 days. The district is not responsible for property loss by individuals or groups using school facilities. And then the last one, the ISD, this is City of Denton, agrees to pay Denton ISD $4 per mile reimbursement. Reimburse Denton ISD for any unanticipated costs associated with transportation services and the cost for regular custodial services. So that's going to be the ongoing question that we have with anybody. That's part of why we are having difficulty getting churches to agree and other facilities to agree to house people if we have a disaster, is who pays for the damages if somebody damages it. So any thoughts on that would be appreciated.
If we're, Scurry County is the one asking for these places, for them to open it up in the event of a disaster. It looks like to me Scurry County would be responsible.
To some extent, but someone goes in there and just totally tears it up, and it's $100,000 to $200,000 worth of damage.
True.
Hopefully, they wouldn't get that far. I mean,
Well, you never know.
but
Yeah,
the Ritz
oversight.
is kind of an example of that the other day. Now,
Yeah.
granted, it was damage, but it wasn't $100,000 worth of damage.
Yeah,
So
anymore, it doesn't take much for it to be.
it doesn't. And I'm just playing devil's advocate there because
Well,
I believe that if we are asking people to house people, we should, to some extent, be responsible for that.
Shouldn't we share that with the city? Oh, the city,
It depends on where the disaster declaration
Well,
comes from, yeah.
yeah.
Or where the disaster is located, I guess. I don't know. I think, yeah, probably.
If it was
I mean,
the-
both of
the
us,
city of
yeah, the
Smyrna.
EOC.
Yeah.
Working together in that.
Right, I mean,
You'd think we'd share the,
yeah, we're together
I mean, they're asking the same thing we're asking.
with the
Sure.
city. So.
But if we have a disaster just outside the city, that is only outside the city limits, we would have to make that separation. If
Very
it's
few
something,
churches outside the city.
I know, but if the disaster was outside of and we needed a facility inside city limits,
City.
If it wiped out all of Ira.
Yeah.
You would have to take them to Hermley, house them in Hermley or here in town.
But, I don't know, but, I mean, if it looks like to me, there's a disaster in Scurry County. That the county and the city, no matter if it was at Ira, we have them at Humley or vice versa.
Okay,
That
thank you.
since we're all in that together, I would,
I wouldn't think though, if you've got a small disaster outside the city itself, that our own facilities are going to hold
Sure,
all of those people.
yeah,
We wouldn't need a church or
right,
any other, in that case, I mean, to have a church come in on it, you'd nearly have to have a citywide disaster.
sure.
and as
I mean, it
far
costs still holds a lot of people, and so does
armored,
our,
but that's something else I thought of, if, in that event, it is outside the city. Depending on where outside and how many it affects,
sure,
Coliseum or Armory level.
yeah, it should.
And, you know, if it's the Armory and it's damaged, well, it's on us.
Yeah.
Coliseum. But you get into who, if a disaster is declared, and you have to do something with them people, do you go to the college and say, we need the Coliseum?
Yeah, it's part of the
It is
plan.
part of it, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll, if it's that big, it's automatically open as a shelter,
Okay,
so.
okay. But
Well, you know, in that case, wouldn't it be a better thing to just go ahead and insure the property that you're gonna ask? I mean, if a church is asked to house people, wouldn't it be cheaper for us, just in case, as a liability policy or something, rather than worrying about taking on $100,000 of damage ourselves?
But
And can we even do that as a county? I don't know.
I don't think that you can, it's not, property out of Scurry County, so I don't think that we could add it to our
But-
property insurance.
But if you're actually asking them to do it,
You
it
would have
still
to have a
doesn't
separate
belong,
rider.
still doesn't belong to Scurry County though.
no,
But you take any
but we're
church,
responsible for paying for it.
right, but you take any church, they're all insured, I guarantee you. And of course, you go to an insurance company and say, we had damage because a disaster was declared, we housed people. And then the insurance company may say, we don't cover vandalism.
Yeah.
For disasters.
Then they may not.
I mean,
Let's find out.
yeah,
You know, that's something we ought to look into.
yeah,
So, I can have, county attorney look at the, how that would be written up, but y'all, it sounds like y'all are okay with including something that says that the county would be responsible for a portion of it, or something, some type of wording in there that says that the county is.
What you just read us.
Yeah.
Is that there are others that are saying that, yeah, we will.
Yeah.
But still, wouldn't it fall under the county and the city, no matter where it is, because it's a whole, it's still an EOC, or
yeah,
whether,
we're,
whether it's in the county.
Yeah, and
or
I
the city.
can get that, I can get with Eli on that and
well,
get
we're all,
that.
we're all in it together.
Yeah.
But let's say we do have one, okay? There's gonna be somebody before Dan to declare a disaster. Am I not correct?
No, I declare it disaster.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. But I didn't know if somebody else did, then you had to back.
No, sir, no, sir. So,
Right here.
yeah,
Well,
generally, I will get information from, Jay, since he's emergency management coordinator, on what is damaged. And base whether we declare a disaster based on that information. That's in place for 7 days. And after those 7 days, or before those 7 days is up, bring it to Commissioner's Court, and Commissioner's Court can extend that for 30 days. And that can be
Right.
extended for any amount.
Just like.
But you have to come back to Commissioner's Court every 30 days too,
but which
just like that.
we
We did
did
the
there.
earthquakes.
Yeah, we've done it on
Right.
transport.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I mean, you think about it, you have a disaster that's inside the city. we're gonna be in here helping
Mhm.
with that, with our equipment, and everything, cleaning it up and
Right.
everything. And so, I mean, it'd be disproportionate. The city doesn't have anywhere near the equipment we have.
Right.
And so, I mean, we're all in this together, one way or the other.
No matter what, because you have a disaster hit the city of Snyder, okay, depending on where. It may be county facilities,
Mhm.
all that's available to house them, depending on where it happens.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
I don't,
Okay.
and I understand.
I would think you'd even want to have some kind of agreement with the venues that are here. Like the one
Yeah,
down at
and
Dunn's.
Jay's been working on those, and but the trick is that wording.
Uh-huh.
Who is responsible if
For
it's
that.
damaged?
Sure.
So,
And so you've seen, I mean, you read us.
Yes.
Three different ones that are doing it, and so you've got some kind of a place to start there, at least.
It sounds like to me that we need to get with, of course, the city and with the county attorney,
See
see
what we can do.
what we can do, what we can do. Because, you know, if the city doesn't agree, or we don't agree with the city,
Yeah.
it's all a moot point.
sure. Are y'all agreeable to going forward and letting me get with the county attorney and the city of Snyder? And once that's done, signing it, if it's done with the county attorney's approval?
All right.
Well, you've nearly got to go to those two steps.
Yeah.
To cover
Right,
everybody involved.
right. Well, I guess what I'm asking is, can I go ahead and get that done and sign them without bringing them back to Commissioner's Court for approval? On the wording on that?
I have no problem with it, unless the city just reneges.
Sure.
on it. I mean, then I think we need to talk about it.
I mean, I would like to read it, but that doesn't mean,
I mean, this is not something set in stone.
Right.
If it's
It'll be
something-
similar to and I'll send you the email on those wordings.
okay. But I mean, I don't have a problem with it other than,
It's something that needs to be there.
Yeah.
For sure.
but it sounds like to me you need to do those two steps before we do anything with either one of those.
So this one says, in the event of damage or loss of district property, it would be the school district. The city must accept the district's estimate of replacement, repair, and pay all costs associated therein within 30 days. The district is not responsible for property lost by individuals or groups using school facilities. And then I did like where they got three estimates instead of just taking one estimate. So,
Yeah, that's always. a
We
good
can-
plan.
we can play with the wordings on that, and include those if you want.
Yeah, I mean, it suits me, but like I said, I think those two steps needs to be done before we do any approval on either one. Because right now, we're kind of
Well, and
hanging out in the wind.
sure, and I think what Jade's trying to do is get these in place because we're coming up on tornado season.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
We gotta- we
it'll be
gotta-
another 2 weeks to come back to Commissioner's Court on that.
We gotta have a cloud first.
What about earthquake?
Same thing.
I said, it should be all over the other day.
Yeah.
Did y'all feel that?
Yeah, I was
4.9? Yeah.
4.8.
4.8 out there in April or something.
Yeah, I was sitting in the house. That's about, what was it, 133, if I remember right. No,
Who's shaking my bed? Who's shaking my chair?
Carol, calm down. It's not that bad.
Okay, so do you want to, which direction do you want to go? Do you want to wait until the next meeting to do these?
I think
or
you
do
just
want-
go ahead and look into it, and I'm not, I don't think you're gonna I don't think you're gonna put the county out there by itself.
No.
Or all the responsibility on us. I'm not worried about that.
Well,
I think
I
you'll-
mean, Michael either.
No.
But, you know, it does,
I would like to say there is a way to insure it. I mean, I'd rather pay $10,000 for an insurance policy is whenever it began is to
And I can look into that as
just
well.
pay 100 or 200,000 for damages.
out of your pocket.
All right, well, I would entertain a motion then.
Okay, second.
And I'm doing it with the conditions of the county attorney, talking to the county attorney, talking to Eli with the city to share any cost of damages.
Make the motion that we allow Dan to get with the county attorney and the city of Snyder to facilitate the wording on Harmony and Snyder facilities. Is that even close?
Then sign if it's,
And sign if it's acceptable to them.
Is this gonna be include churches?
no, this is just
This is
Hermley
just
and
gonna
Snyder
be, it's just all it's
facilities.
gonna be, okay.
Hermley and Snyder facilities. It's all in favor. Okay. Certified revenues.
The first one is, for precinct 3. It was we received refund for, materials that were paid for in 2024, but they weren't used. And because it was from 2024's budget, received into 2025 as a refund, it has to be certified. It's $133,746.25. There will be a budget amendment presented as well to place that into the road material lines. And then there is also a grant payment from Texas Parks and Wildlife Grant. Which is the reimbursement grant we have for $156,199.15. There is also a budget amendment that will be presented to place that into the expense line in Fund 29.
Make the motion to certify the revenue as presented.
All in favor? I was the only one left. Budget amendments
There are the two budget
and
amendments.
line item transfers.
There are the two budget amendments that I just mentioned. Placing the Texas Parks and Wildlife funds into Fund 29, Texas Parks and Wildlife Recreational Grant Expense, $156,199.15. And the budget amendment for the road materials into Precinct 3 road material line, $133,746.25. And I'm trying to see where I put mine. There's a line item transfer for JP1 bonds and notaries, seals out of lease rentals to cover the expense of a blanket bond.
Make a motion to approve.
Who you taking as a first and a second?
I got Sean, Jeff second.
All in favor? Accounts payable.
Accounts payable is $1,467,577.60.
Make a motion to pay the bills.
All in favor? We will adjourn then.
So you will get a signature page on those when you get all